Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. Today I'm going to be reviewing the New Balance 880 version 11 sneakers. I live right near the global New Balance headquarters, so it's very convenient for me when I need a new pair of sneakers to go over to New Balance. I love them because they are American made, and having the headquarters right there is super cool. I got these back when I was starting to train for my marathon. I knew that I needed some good sneakers, so I went over there. I did get my feet measured, so I'm gonna include a little clip of getting my feet measured right now. Cool.
So if you want to take off your shoes,
okay.
Step right over here. Stand right off.
All right, here we go.
And so this is our Stride ID machine. So what it's going to do is going to create a three-dimensional image of both of your feet, and with that we get an accurate measurement for your length, your width, as well as your arch height. And then based off your arch height is how we recommend support. So these are your feet right here. This is measuring at like a size 8, 8.5 New Balance. Probably for a running shoe, usually want to size up a little bit, so probably the 8.5 is what I would recommend. Foot width, medium, standard width on both your feet. And then arch height, definitely a medium high arch on both of your feet. And when you have a high arch, we definitely recommend neutral support. So that kind of what that means is that you're looking for something cushioned as well as like a flexible sole. And that's going to be most beneficial when you have a high arch. And yeah, and you're all set.
Wow. After getting my foot scanned, we found that I had medium to high arches, and they recommended these 880 shoes for me. One thing that was super interesting, I've always thought that I was a size 8 shoe, and they recommended 8.5. So I never knew that I should go up half a size, because when you run a lot, your feet will swell. It's really funny because now my size 8 shoes feel super tiny. So it's so weird because I've been an 8 shoe my whole entire life, and now the 8.5s feel so much better. So I got these 8.5. I originally got this black with the kind of like white detail. They also have a fully black version. I ended up also going back because when I was there, I tried these really beautiful white ones on. I think they actually didn't have the black in my size. And I wasn't sure, like that day on the spot, I wasn't totally sure. So I ended up going to the Boylston Street store in downtown Boston when I purchased the black, but I ended up going back for the white so that I would have 2 pairs. And then I also bought another pair of a different brand that didn't really work out that well. So I got the 880s, and what I love about them is they have the fresh foam. So it's very, very plush if you like a very cushiony feel to your shoe. I've never had a nice cushiony shoe like this before because I usually would get my shoes at the factory thinking that they were like pretty much just as good. But I really felt a difference in these, and I felt really confident when I first got these and started running in them that they would definitely be exactly what I needed. These are relatively lightweight. They're 246 grams, so definitely not like the lightest shoe around, but pretty lightweight for what they are. Very cushiony, and they have a 10mm drop, so if you know what kind of a drop you like in your shoe, you can kind of base on that. They have others that have different drops, and I haven't really experimented too much. I'm not really a shoe expert, but this to me felt really comfortable whenever I was running. It has a double jacquard mesh for breathability. I didn't find that to be much of a problem. They didn't get super wet at any point, but I also didn't run a lot in the rain. But I felt they were very breathable. I mostly trained over the summer, and I never really had a problem with like my feet being too hot or anything. And I also didn't really have a problem with them like getting wet through very often. According to their website, the fresh foam midsole cushioning is precision engineered to deliver an ultra cushioned lightweight ride. I would definitely agree with that. And they also say molded external heel counter helps control heel movement, and molded footbed increases comfort. One thing I could definitely say is my feet pretty much stayed put in these the whole time that I was running, I never had any friction in the heel or anything like that. They were always just extremely, extremely comfortable. It turns out I actually have 3 pairs of these. As I got close to my marathon, I realized that my mileage was a little too high in my original black pair. I was planning to kind of recycle through my shoes more than I did. I loved the 880s so much, and I loved the black pair so much that I primarily wore that in my training. And a few weeks out, I realized that I really needed a new pair. They recommend that you have just about 40 to 50 miles on your shoes for a marathon, and I definitely had way more than that. I had maybe like 250. So I decided to go back. I got a new pair. So I ended up, just so I could keep them straight, on the old pair, I just made a little marking for myself on each shoe in black permanent marker. That way I knew which was which. So when I went to do my marathon, I wore the new ones, and then I switched into the old ones. And it turned out for the end that the old ones were much more comfortable because they were probably like more squished down. So I had more room for my poor swollen feet. I loved the white, but they got dirty really fast. So I ended up throwing these in the wash recently so that I could show you and they wouldn't be all gross. But they did wash up really nice. I just used a cold water wash with some OxyClean in the wash, and they came out really good. So if you're looking at the white but you're afraid you're gonna get them all dirty, they did come out very clean. So now I have 3 pairs. So I'm trying to kind of track my mileage. You know, I don't really have any major races coming up, but I'm definitely trying to keep an eye on things so that I don't overdo it. I used to just wear my shoes to death and not pay any attention, but now that I'm running, I'm trying to be a lot more careful. So I would definitely highly, highly, highly recommend the New Balance 880 version 11s. I think they are so comfortable. They really got me through all of my training, and I just, like I said, I couldn't recommend them enough, and I also really just love New Balance. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video soon. Have a great day, stay positive, bye!